All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome to another Injustice video. This is a huge one. This is a giant breaking news one, and I'm the last person to cover it. The reason for that is because I was on vacation, and of course, all the breaking news stuff had to happen when I'm not on my computer ready to work. Right? Injustice 3 was potentially leaked, or there was a slip up from some voice actors talking about Injustice 3 being in development at the moment from NetherRealm Studios. And of course, the other breaking news was the pretty much 1 year delay of the Mortal Kombat 2 movie. All that happened, of course, in the course of 2 days when I'm on vacation. By the way, I did record a lot of my activities with my girlfriend. We went to Vegas for 4 days. We ended up staying an extra day just because we were having a ton of fun. So I'm going to put those clips together into a vlog and upload it on my Vegas channel. If you guys don't know, I have a Vegas channel. I just don't promote it because a lot of it is gambling at the moment. But my original idea was to capture my adventures there. And this time I actually did it. So there's going to be some fun, exciting videos on that channel over the course of the next 2 months. So if you guys want to go subscribe to that channel, definitely do so. But that's the reason why I didn't cover the Injustice 3 news like the minute of, because I was on vacation. But here we are. So there was a convention that happened this weekend, and fans of the Injustice series got a chance to meet some of the voice actors, sign autographs, stuff like that. And two specific ones. One of them is George Newbern, who's the voice actor of Superman in the Injustice series. Does an amazing job, by the way. Love his portrayal of Supes in Injustice. And then you have Phil Lamar, who is the voice actor of Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, and Aquaman. And the two fans got signatures from these two voice actors, and each of them, in their own way, mentioned that NetherRealm Studios is working on Injustice 3. Bam. Bam. When I read that, because I saw people on my timeline on Twitter talking about Injustice 3, I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? And then I saw an article covering this, and I'm like, what? They actually slipped up this way and revealed that NetherRealm Studios is currently working on Injustice 3, meaning that if they are currently working on Injustice 3, that Injustice 3 is going to be the next NetherRealm game that we get. I didn't think that was going to happen for at least one more Mortal Kombat game. You guys know I was on the boat of, all right, if they want to make the Mortal Kombat 2 movie successful, and they want to make Mortal Kombat successful, they're going to take advantage of these two entities, right, of the same franchise and sort of pair them up. So my thinking was they're going to take advantage of the new popularity of Mortal Kombat 2, or that Mortal Kombat 2 is going to bring out another Mortal Kombat game to take advantage of the hype. But now, with more time that's passing, especially with this, it seems like Injustice 3 is that new game, which I think a lot of you guys are going to be happy. I was in the minority of wanting a new Mortal Kombat game, mostly because I just love Mortal Kombat a lot more than like Injustice, right? But the more that I've been playing Injustice 2, the more I've been wanting an Injustice 3 game. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I want from that in a little bit, but let's go back to this leak. So, in the past, there's been times where voice actors give out information they're not supposed to. I think Johnny Cage in MK1 was a perfect example of that. Before we even knew that there was going to be a Mortal Kombat 1, by the way, if you guys remember, MK1 was actually leaked by the CEO of the company in a investors meeting, which was crazy. NRS didn't even get the privilege to announce their own game. It was like announced by the CEO, which really sucked. But even before that, the voice actor for Johnny Cage was, I think he had posted in front of the WB tower saying that he's about to like put in some work. So there's always times where voice actors sort of slip up a little bit and leak what they're working on. Maybe in not even a direct way, right? It's just we sort of put two and two together. But this one was legit straight up them saying that they're working on Injustice 3. And of course, Phil Lamar being Aquaman and Jon Stewart in that universe is a big deal. And of course, the Superman is a huge deal, the main deal. So it's pretty crazy that this kind of got slipped up, but it happens, you just start talking and your mouth says things. And of course the voice actors, themselves, that they're not really, a lot of times they work on a booth by themselves, just delivering the line, and they don't really think too much of it as far as like the development cycle that is going on and the promotional material and all that. Some voice actors probably don't even know that the game that they work on is released until they get told by probably their agent or something, hey, the new game is out, or fans maybe tell them. So that's how that happens. But the fact that we sort of know now that Injustice 3 is going to be that game that is going to be the next NRS title, we could sort of look forward to that. And hopefully we get an announcement later this year. So first of all, I want to talk about what I want from the game. Number one, I want her to be different. I don't want Injustice 3 to be a legacy game. Meaning, legacy game means that it carries over the same formation, the same mechanics as the previous game. Injustice 1 was brand new concept from NRS, and Injustice 2 ended up being a legacy game, meaning it was exactly the same, but with a few modifications like the air escape, stuff like that. But Superman, for example, had forward 2-3, forward 2-3, forward 2-3. Batman had all the same moves, the same trait. That's what a legacy game is. I do not want Injustice 3 to be a legacy game. I feel like they have so much potential to go crazy because these are superheroes we're talking about, right? Superheroes, supervillains, aliens, freaking creatures from different universes. There's just so much. I mean, you have Darkseid here, who literally lives in the realm outside of like the actual universe. It's like in a different freaking dimension or something. Wait, what's it called? He's like a new god, right? So he lives outside of the fabric of space where like Superman lives. So you have beings that crazy. You could go crazy on their gameplay. I feel like you could do so much with how these characters could use their powers. I feel like the trait system should stay because that's an Injustice thing, right? They should keep the trait system. But as far as the way combos are structured, the movement is structured, oh my God, the movement in this game is so frustrating because when you dash, you actually have to commit to the full dash. Right there, Superman dashed at Darkseid. He couldn't do like a crouch to cancel that dash. You literally just have to, once you commit to the dash, you commit to the dash. And it makes it harder to come in on zoners because normally you would dash and block or dash down one, dash crouch to make it easier for yourself to come in on zoners. But in this game, you actually have to walk, crouch, walk, crouch, walk, crouch. Unless you do the meter burn forward roll, which you have recovery on that. You know, if you try to do that, your opponent could actually punish you. You could get hit out of it at the end. I feel like the movement should improve a lot. So other than that, I'm just excited to see what kind of new things they have in store for the superheroes, supervillains in Injustice 3. Now, another option, this might be sort of far-fetched, but maybe they're working on a Mortal Kombat versus DC 2. You never know. The only problem with that is it was a 3D fighter. I do not want a 3D fighter for the next NRS game. I feel like their bread and butter is the 2D fighters. So I really hope if there's like that 1% chance that we get a DC versus Mortal Kombat, that it's actually a 2D fighter. I don't want a 3D fighter, but that's just me personally because I suck at those. It would be like a really huge learning curve for me. But for the most part, Injustice 3 is looking like is going to be the next NRS game. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. Just one last thing before I let you guys go. My thought process even before this was we're going to get a new NetherRealm game next year. Like 99.9% sure, mostly because of the gap between MK1 and this new game. I do not see it going 4 years again like MK11 and MK1, because Ed Boon said that with how big NetherRealm is, everyone is working on something at all time. He does not see there being a 4-year gap between their games. So I think maybe they give themselves an extra development year and have a new NRS game every 3 years instead of every 2 years like they used to do. So my thinking is there's only 2 options for release dates, because that's how NetherRealm works. They only release their games in April, or I guess Injustice 2 got delayed a little bit. It was supposed to come out in April, but it came out in May. But it's either going to be released in April or in September. Those are the 2 months that NetherRealm has always released their games. So if it releases in April, then we should get a reveal late this year. So we should get a reveal maybe during the Game Awards. That's like the biggest show to reveal a brand new game, especially one that hasn't been here in about almost 10 years, right? So I think if we get a reveal at the Game Awards, we should get a April release date for Injustice 3. But if we don't get a new reveal at the Game Awards, that means that the next big reveal is probably going to come around Summer Game Fest, which is around May. And then that would lead into a September release date. So we're either going to get like Mortal Kombat X, Injustice 2, MK11 style of release date and promotion. Or actually, no, because if you guys remember, Injustice 2 and MKX got revealed at E3. Literally the year before it got released. E3 used to be in August. The games would get revealed in August, and then they would come out in April. But MK11 broke that by being announced in December and releasing in April. So it's either going to be an MK11 or an MK1 thing. But I definitely do not see NetherRealm releasing Injustice 3 or their new game in 2027. There is no way that I see that. That would be way too long between games. So I still expect a new NetherRealm game next year, and especially with the support stopping for MK1 and having that extra time to work on this new game, I definitely see this being more of an April release date. But, I'm just here thinking my opinions, right? This is what I think. I'm not going to know. You're not going to know until we actually get the reveal of the game. So the next big date, in my opinion, is going to be the Game Awards, unless they do something for Final Combat, which who knows? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, then that's awesome. We'll know, we'll know what the next game is going to be for sure if they actually announce it there. But I doubt they're going to announce it there. I think they're going to leave it more for a big event like a Game Awards. So that's the next big date, in my opinion. I'll definitely be looking forward to that. But that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think. Are you happy that the next game is more likely to be Injustice 3 than a new Mortal Kombat game? And do you want to see Injustice 3 be a legacy game, or do you want them to do something brand new? I think a lot of people are going to agree that they got to do something brand new. There can't be 3 legacy games in a row like this for, a franchise that honestly is not going to sell too much compared to like a Mortal Kombat game. So I feel like they should spice things up a lot, because it'll make it more fun, more entertaining. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.